Transformations review question number 2. What sequence of transformations can be used to show that trapezoid JKLM is similar to trapezoid J double prime, K double prime, L double prime, M double prime? Okay, so let's start by finding the scale factor. I'm going to use JK and J double prime, K double prime. Well, J double prime, K double prime is 2 units. The corresponding side would be JK, which is also 2 units. Well, if I take the image length, which would be your J double prime, K double prime, divided by JK, which is 2 divided by 2, I get 1. Well, if I have a scale factor equal to 1, that means there wasn't a dilation, which makes this problem just a little bit more difficult. Okay, so there's not a dilation, we won't be working backwards. Instead, I need to take a look at what happened between JKLM and J double prime, K double prime, L double prime, M double prime. So I'm going to start by looking at LM and L double prime, M double prime. So here is LM, which is going horizontally, and then here is L double prime, M double prime, which is going vertically. So if I look at this orientation, it went from going horizontal to vertical, which means it turned. It turned. If it turns, that means there has to be a rotation. So if I look at this and how it turns, M went up that direction. So by looking at the orientation, I know that the trapezoid rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise because it was this direction that's counterclockwise. And 90 degrees counterclockwise is the same thing as 270 degrees clockwise. Again, from the orientation, I learned that the trapezoid rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise, which is the same as 270 degrees clockwise. Take a moment, get step 1 and step 2 copied down now. Pause your video to do so. Okay, step 3. Step 3 is I'm going to use that 90 degrees counterclockwise and 270 degrees clockwise rotation to find J prime, K prime, L prime. Well, if I go over here, 90 degrees counterclockwise is negative yx. 90 degrees counterclockwise is negative yx. So I'm going to use that to find J prime, K prime, L prime, M prime. So the opposite of y would be negative 7 and x would be 5. The opposite of negative 7 would be positive 7 and 3 would stay 3. So that means J prime is at 7, 5. K prime is at 7, 3. For L prime, the opposite of negative 3 is positive 3, so 3, 2. And for M prime, the opposite of negative 3 is positive 3, so 3, 8. So J prime, K prime, L prime, and M prime are at 7, 5, 7, 3, 3, 2, and 3, 8 respectively. Take a moment, pause your video, and get all of that written down. Okay, step 4 is we need to graph this. So J prime is at 7, 5. It means I go to the right 7 and up 5, and that is J prime. K prime is 7, 3. So to the right 7, up 3. L prime is at 3, 2. To the right 3, up 2. And M prime is at 3, 8. To the right 3 and up 8. Now I'm going to connect my dots. I'm just making sure that they are on here properly. Sorry, it's easier if I erase the dots here. Oops. Last thing I'm going to do is make them all the same size. Okay, so there is J prime, K prime, L prime, M prime. All right, so just pause your video and get your figure drawn. All right, now, how did this object here go to this object here? Look at the orientation. The orientation is exactly the same, okay? So when the orientation is exactly the same, we know that it is a translation. The J prime, K prime, L prime, M prime slid to where J double prime, K double prime, L double prime, M double prime is. So that means that there was a translation. So we're going to find what the translation was by examining J prime and J double prime. So J prime is at 7, 5, and J double prime is at -3, 0. To find the translation, I'm going to take the image and subtract the pre-image coordinate. So for the x coordinates, I'm going to take -3 minus 7. -3 minus 7 is -10. For the y coordinates, I'm going to take 0 minus 5. 0 minus 5 is -5. So that means the translation was -10, -5. The translation was -10, -5. Take a moment, pause your video, get all of that written down. Okay, well, what does -10 and -5 mean? Well, if the x coordinate is -10, that means it translated to the left 10 units. And if the y coordinate is -5, that means it translated down 5 units. To the left 10 and down 5. So our final answer for this problem is the sequence of transformations included a 90 degrees counterclockwise or 270-degree clockwise rotation about the origin, followed by a translation of 10 units to the left and 5 units down. Again, the sequence of transformations included a 90 degrees counterclockwise / 270 degrees clockwise rotation about the origin, followed by a translation of 10 units to the left and 5 units down. Take a moment, pause your video, get all of that written down. Okay. Now, just double check everything. That's all for number 2. If you have any questions, let me know. Take a moment, pause the video, and make sure that everything I have written down for number 2 is written on your review. Again, let me know if you have any questions.